Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here we are, week 1 of the 12-week plan for, drumroll please, the Highland Fling. Now, if you've followed me for a while, you'll know that Glasgow to Edinburgh Ultra was on the cards this year, but I've decided to completely ditch that and do the Highland Fling. Much more interesting, much more of a scenic view and much more of a reward to go and get that done, which leads me on to my location today. So as you've seen by the satellite there, we are out in the West Highlandway. It is currently Tuesday morning at 7 AM. We are going for 7 miles, so just a nice easy 3.5 miles out, 3.5 miles back, and taking some of the start line of the Highland Fling. Yes, come on. Now, this isn't actually the first run of the week. Yesterday we had an easy run on plan, and it's something I want to touch on just briefly. Now, as you know, summer in Scotland has already kicked in. The kids are off, the family's off, so it's going to be about getting these runs done when I can. Hence the reason being out at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday morning after night shift we had. Wild. Here comes the post night shift runs. With that being said, before I give you an insight into yesterday's run, with the schools being off and holiday mode in full swing, there's a couple of things to take into account when I'm training over the next couple of months. So if you find it relatable and you find it the same, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the wee bell for notifications and get that motivation to get out and get it done, because I'm not going to lie, the next 2 months is going to be hard just trying to fit everything in, as well as a nice break up in Scotland, well, up north in Scotland you could say. So it is going to be a challenge. It is definitely worth sticking around for. Also, I have signed up to Runner, as you know. I do use Runner. Use code RUNWITHSTEPHEN, get your 2 weeks free. Basically what I want to say to you is that I've used the Runner 50k plan for this because it's manageable. I'll do more miles when I can, like this morning and like yesterday. I'll touch on that in a minute. So when I did set up the 100k plan, it was throwing up wild runs, like straight away. I think today was a 20 miler, which, coming off the back of 2 marathons and an ultra and a bit of a break, it just wasn't going to happen today. So decided to use the 50k plan, like I said, and I'll add in more miles where required. Going back to yesterday's run, Monday's run, it was I think it was 3.2 mile on plan with Runner, and I ended up rounding it up to 4.5. I'll just stick it up because, again, post night shift, out getting it done. Now if I can do that in between my work days and maybe one run at the weekend, then that's what I'm going to do to try and squeeze family life in. And can I tell you, it felt absolutely epic. Felt very, very enjoyable just getting out, sticking to a plan and getting it done. Whew. Nice wee hill here at the start of the West Highland Way. We'll crack on with this run, maybe show you a wee bit of scenery in a bit, tell you what shoes we're going to be wearing, and the plan for really the rest of the month. Right, let's go, come on. Okay, so we ended up doing 4 mile out, and it will be 4 mile back. Just enjoying being on the West Highlandway again, enjoying the joys of trail running. I think it was a 40-minute 4 mile roughly, so that's fine. Just out to enjoy it and get it done. I knew that 4 mile would roughly take me to Carbeth area, so keep that in mind. One thing to add is that I knew, obviously know this route, but I still took a wrong turn at one point just at the start of Mulgai, and 2, it's a steady incline all the way to here pretty much. It's not until you get up over into the Drumgoyne sort of area that you start heading down towards the beech tree at around 8 mile, I think that is. Absolutely fine. Now let's start heading back. Okay, so going back to the plan that I spoke to you about earlier regarding the 50k setup, well, I've set it up so that it's progressive, so that like this week's long run was 7 miles or 7.5. We'll probably do 8 today. I think next week is 9.5, and then the following week is like 12. But by the time it goes into deload week, but then by the time we get into sort of middle of August, the plan starts to really ramp up, which that's ideal for me because the kids go back to school and I can really focus on nailing those 20-25 mile long runs out here on the West Highlandway, more to the point. So again, if you want to see more of that, do stick around, hit that little subscribe button, see how I manage it, because as you know, we like to keep it honest here on the channel, and sometimes life doesn't go to plan, but that's alright. I think when you know there's someone else out there having very, very similar issues to yourself, then you just go out and get it done. Now, I made one flaw today because I never really prepared for this run. I had my running gear with us. The plan was to run to work tonight and take you on a run commute, but I thought that's not what you guys want to see. You guys want to see the grit, the dirt, the West Highlandway. That's what you're here for. So your wish was my command, should I say. The plan obviously was to take you on that run commute, but the plan really is see how tired I am over summer. If I'm too tired, home, straight to bed, and then go out and get it done before work in the afternoon, or when I can really, because as you know, work comes first. But the past 2 days, like that 4 mile run that you've seen and today's run, I just feel busting with energy, like I'm ready to get this done now. Absolutely buzzing for it. Somebody actually commented, I think Karen, if you're watching, she commented yesterday saying, "Were you like raring to go, Stephen?" And that's because I was. That's because I am. I really needed those few weeks after the marathons and after the ultra to really reset, get back in my own head mentally without it absolutely exhausting me again. Because when you do the editing, when you do the long runs, when you do the running plans, when you do the ultra marathons, it takes its toll. Don't let anybody kid you on. So what will I be wearing for most of my training? Well, Stevie McKenna has just completed the West Highlandway, and I've seen that he had the twisted running ultra cargo shorts. Now these are absolute beasts. I'll put the overlay up, but I'm not going to do them any justice. I'll maybe get a picture off the website here just to show you just the back of them and the waistband and stuff. There's so much storage. There's 2 pocket holders in them as well, one for the car keys, one for the phone. Now these shorts will be a staple part of every single run for me over the next 12 weeks, so definitely go and check them out if you're in the market for some new gear. Again, the trusty Hoka speed goats will be going with me every time we're out in the trails. The plan is probably to change my shoes around rather than, so I think I could get away with, see that's the thing, it's pretty much like this all the way to Conic Hill. Could I get away with road shoes to Conic Hill and then change to the speed goats at Rowerdenen? I don't know. That is maybe something I'll have to test out in training. Again, I forgot gels this morning. Ordered a load of gels and I just forgot to bring them. I never thought I would need them on a run like this, but again, always good to test out the nutrition before race day, so that's something I will be keeping in mind on these longer runs. With that being said, I'll maybe just pop this run just up here. Again, it will be a nice little run, 8 miles roughly. Again, I can show you the elevation and the splits, because you can see there it's not the easiest of runs, but definitely a great training run. So I will probably catch you on Thursday or Friday again. 2 more runs. I think an easy run and a tempo run on Friday potentially. So we'll see how we got on with that. But again, thanks for joining me on today's run. Stay tuned for the next part of this coming in probably just 3 seconds time. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so I know I said that was us, but I took the wrong right downhill, and I was coming along just looking where I was going, looking for that path that I was coming down here. I was beside the river, so which was fine, but oh man, absolutely decked it. Oh, that was so, thanks to the person who offered to help me there. It just shows you how tiredness plays a big part in how you're running, how you're feeling, etc. Oh, it took the wind out my sails. Right, on to Thursday or Friday now. Let's go. Welcome to Saturday's progression run. Oh man, what a past few days it's been since you last seen me there on the West Highland Way. So on that last section of the West Highland Way, that last mile where I told you I fell, didn't realise at the time, but I actually broke the side of the camera. Just put it up here, that wee overlay. Looking online, the parts for it was like 50 quid just to replace that wee side bit for the battery door on the side of the camera. So I thought I would reach out to DJI and ask them direct how much it would be. Turns out they're giving me one for free, which is absolutely perfect. Sending one over, so if you have got any DJI products, then it's definitely worth reaching out to them and asking the question. Even when the drone was broke and I sent that away, it came back and it never cost me too much money to get fixed. Much cheaper than going to like an electrical person or someone who fixes drones, or because they've got to then go and buy the parts from DJI, costing you much more money. So let's do a little quick roundup of the week before we hit this progression hard. So the last thing is on Tuesday for those 8 miles in the West Highland Way. Again, battered and bruised. Genuinely feel alright, thank the Lord. Wednesday was my last night shift, so I was kind of struggling for motivation to get out. Asked little Zach, did he want to come with us? And of course he obliged, and we done 3k. I'll just put it up here. It had hypo mid-run, so we ended up cutting the run short. But I do fully plan to get out with both the kids, Sandra and Zach, over the next coming weeks. even if it's 1 5k a week or 2 5ks a week, then that'll definitely benefit them loads. More like a pre-season before they go back to school football. So that was Wednesday. Finished up from a night shift on Thursday morning. I've had Thursday, Friday as a bit of recovery, and then this is Saturday. We're out doing this progression run, which should take me up to the total miles for the week, around about 17. I'll just pop the total miles up, as well as the stats from Strava, because this week is going to look very nice in that progression chart of how I've maintained the past couple of weeks off of plan, might add, and then to start this plan, just a slight gradual increase in the numbers. Whew. Getting a wee bit hot. So with that being said, today's run is of course the progression run. Like I said, it's been a half mile sort of warm up, half mile build into it, and then it'll be roughly about 8-minute miles, and then just below 8-minute miles, so definitely in that tempo range. And today we are using the Boston 12s. Such a great shoe, a great all-rounder. I've ran 2 marathons in these and no blisters, nothing, just absolute perfection. So definitely try the Boston 12 range out. But I'll catch up with you in just a minute or two's time before we kick on to this first mile. Again, do feel alive, legs feel very, very sharp today. Body on the other hand, tiredness and fatigue, it's on a different level, but we keep pushing. Right, come on, let's go. Do you know, I was just thinking, I feel that good there, that do I push this first mile or do I keep it sensible? Let's do sensible and then push the second mile, see how we go. +4 performance. Come on, let's go. Okay, that first progressive mile ticked off at AL7, AL5 on target. Whew. Don't know if it was made a wee bit harder due to the headwind, although you wouldn't think it with the trees not blowing now. God, why do I do these things, eh? Right, so pretty sure this is 7:55 minute mile, but currently around 7:30, so see how we go. Be happy just to tick this one off now and get it done. Come on. Right, surely you can hear this headwind. If not, then the muffler's doing its job, but getting it done. Just over half mile to go. Come on. Okay, progressive run done. I might add that third mile was absolutely spot on. 7:53 minute mile for that. So 2 seconds below, 2 seconds over on the first one. I mean, 2 seconds isn't very much unless you're running for a 100-metre Olympic record, then it's huge. But 2 seconds, just nice and easy. And then, well, when I say nice and easy, it wasn't. It was actually very, very perfect, very, very spot on with times and pace and how I'd feel. I'm glad I never set off too fast again. The run should be up for you just there. Wow, so that is us done for the week. Again, I just want to say, do you agree with what I said earlier in the video about the 50k plan and then topping it up? Because it's just not going to be manageable to go out and run 20, 30, 40 miles. Especially with the kids being off during summer now. It's not that I can't, I just want to enjoy the summer with the kids. I want to enjoy the kids while they're still young. Running will always be there. So yeah, without waffling on about that again, summer is about enjoying time with the family. I hate when you get notifications in your watch when you're out on a run and trying to vlog at the same time. So with that being said, if you did enjoy this week's video, stay tuned, hit that little subscribe button, you will see more. I promise to have the DJI camera back next week when the park gets delivered. Also next week we're out in the West Highlandway for 10-11 miles of Scotland Tuesday. So again, if you do want to see that, please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in next week's video. Let's go.